Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm here to help. Let's walk this path together.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Clements, the Care Program Development, Education, and Outreach Specialist at Home-Aid Caregivers. I am also a credentialed CARES Dementia Specialist, one of only 34 in Texas. Throughout the month of June for Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, we have been releasing educational videos and providing resources and support for family caregivers throughout East Texas. This video series is based on each petal of the Pink Petal Pathway, part of our new proprietary dementia training program, the Home-Bloom Dementia Pathway. For a full explanation of the Home-Bloom Dementia Pathway and the Pink Petal Pathway tool, check out the first video in this series. In this video, I will be discussing the second petal, Enter Their Reality. This is one of the most powerful tools we can use when caring for someone living with Alzheimer's disease or another form of dementia. Imagine this for a moment. You are elderly and living with dementia. You wake up believing you are 27 years old. You think your children are still little. You are looking for your parents. You think you need to leave for work soon. And then someone tells you, no, your children are grown. Your parents passed away years ago. You retired a long time ago. To you, it would not feel like old information. It would feel like heartbreaking news all over again and would feel unbelievable or like a nightmare. That is often the reality for someone living with dementia. One of the hardest parts of dementia care for families is learning that usual attempts at logic and correction typically are not helpful or successful at all. No matter how much you argue or correct those living with dementia, they are unable to understand, process, or remember the information. The paths to information and memories have been rerouted due to damage or blockages, and they are left to make sense of their world as best they can. The parts of the brain responsible for reasoning, short-term or working memory, and processing reality are being affected by disease. Because of this, arguing facts or repeatedly correcting someone often increases anxiety, fear, agitation, sadness, embarrassment, and sometimes even aggression. Instead of pulling them into our reality, we often need to step gently into theirs. For example, if your loved one says, I need to go pick up the kids from school, instead of saying, Mom, your kids are adults now, try responding to the feeling underneath the words instead. You might say, you are such a good mother. Tell me about your children. What they often need most is reassurance, not correction. Another example may be when your loved one insists, I already took a shower today. Even if you know they have not showered in days, arguing may make them feel embarrassed, controlled, threatened, or defensive. Instead of saying, no, you didn't, you haven't taken a shower all week, try, that is okay. Let's just get refreshed so you can feel comfortable. Or how about we freshen up a little together and then relax afterward? Small changes in communication can completely change the outcome of interaction. One of the biggest mindset shifts in dementia care is this. The emotion is real, even if the facts are not. If someone is scared, worried, searching, grieving, or confused, those feelings are very real to them in that moment. When we focus less on correcting facts and more on creating emotional safety, we often reduce distress and create more peaceful interactions. Entering their reality is not about lying. It's about compassion, dignity, and connection. It is meeting your loved one where they are instead of constantly forcing them to where we are. I hope that this series of videos can be your guiding light while caring for loved ones living with Alzheimer's and related dementia. And remember, when you think dementia care, think PINK, which stands for People Helping People. Information and education, network resources, and kind, knowledgeable care. Think Home-Aid Caregivers. To keep up with our Home-Bloom Dementia Pathway training video series and June's upcoming caregiver resources, follow us here on our Home-Aid Caregivers Facebook page.